whenever the fire is burning in your belly and must be breathed forth, so forth must also be breathed, breathen. So also must you breathen forth adventure and excitement. And speaking of adventure and excitement, welcome to Here Be Dragons. My name is Philip and I'm the Dragon Master, and here ensconcing me be dragons. Roar hello, dragons.
Hey.
Dragons.
Best opening ever.
Brethren.
Brethren.
My brethren.
Brethren is a past participle. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our fun game. I'm so excited to have you all here.
You said fun. I thought you said welcome to our final game. I'm like, oh, you really are going to give us the...
Yeah, we're rushing things here. Russian ending. It's a rushing ending, not a Russian ending, but a rushing. I'm here all week, literally. So, welcome to Here Be Dragons. This is our Dragontastic game. I will give a quick recap of last week's adventure. So previously our dragons have set forth. They are heading to the city of Afalo, which is on the Wenevas continent, also called Wish World. It is a place where great minds seek the mysteries of the lost civilizations that were the forerunners to the Ba-Ling mystery. We have now learned that those two civilizations were the Stonehold... hold on, I have it right here. The Ba Stonehold and the Plateaus of Ling. Those were sort of the civilizations people sort of used to talk about. Having reached this town after having met a unicorn and a really scary vulture person on the road, the group arrived at the town. They met Serena, who was she seemed almost like a mannequin, but then she showed that in her stomach was a brain, and how she used to be a prima ballerina who was kind of turned into this like undead brain in a jar operating an automaton thing. XigXag was shockingly very interested in whatever was going on with that. So many questions, but Serena kind of gave you guys a little bit of information. There are two major sort of research organizations dedicated to this with very different philosophies, though she didn't fully get into it then. They were the Stonehold Research Institute, which is on one of them. Oh, I'll mention for Jed's benefit and any viewers as well. Ofalo is this sort of like city that rests against some tall mountains and a beautiful lake, and so the city is like. There's like a bit of it that's flat, and then some of it actually extends out onto the lake on large boardwalks and piers and floating platforms. And then also it is built up onto part of the mountain. So it's kind of like a city with three very distinct districts or vibes. On the mountain is the Stonehold Research Institute, which the group later learned is much more about like history, theory. They have come to the conclusion that these realms must be magically hidden. So rather than going out and looking over this continent again and again and finding nothing, they are much more sort of theoretical, testing possibilities, as opposed to the Mysterians men. The Mysterian is the head of state of the Ba-Ling mystery. The Mysterians men, who it then was determined, one, are not all men, and two, have no actual affiliation to the Mysterian. It's like an old-fashioned name. They are kind of like an explorers club, a very kind of like English hunting lodge vibe. The dragons were a little upset to see a dragon head taxidermied on the wall in their place, but they, in their bipedal form, sort of just walked past that to whatever degree they could. They met, they also found out there were two they've been given two options of where they could stay. If they want to stay where Serena, the brain in a jar mannequin girl, stays, she is at a boarding house called the Basil and Sprig that is at the foot of the mountains, and she says it is fairly sort of affordable and chill. Or they could stay at the Grand Ofalo Hotel on the main plaza, and that is where Shishu and our good friend Elan are like, what are you talking about?
And obviously Buku as well.
We assumed Buku would be in the same
obviously
as that. We assumed that
Lagak, on the other hand, doesn't like the idea.
Lagak is like, please God, stop bleeding money. We don't have unlimited money.
Lagak was basically like, if you think that is a good use of your money, then of course we can do that. Galanorian Saber, I just glanced at chat as I was suggesting some stuff. Exactly like a Krang ballerina. That is Serena to a T. Serena is a Krang ballerina. Just replace that really cool Krang suit with a dancing mannequin body. All right. So the group went to this place. When it was determined that they might have money, they were brought in to discuss potential membership. They met Sir Crogely Pook, a hobgoblin in safari gear with a pith helmet, who was very, kind of like welcoming. It was learned that the Mysterians men, because they truly have explored all of this realm, they've started going on missions to other realms, thinking that maybe these civilizations were transported to other planes. So they're very familiar with, like things like Wyrmloth and traveling about. Shishu gave Crogely an incredibly charming pitch. Like, I think you had 4 successes. It was out of control. And and in this pitch, her thing was, we will join if everyone in this organization converts to Shishuology, which is a typically Shishu, swing for the fences attempt. Sir Crogely was very taken with this pitch, had no intention of joining, but was very, said, you guys have chutzpah, now you've got some moxie, kid, kind of vibe. He did, however, suggest that if she really wants to found a faith, that she should probably go to Panopolis, the continent-wide city elsewhere here on this realm, because that is a place where a faith could really take on. They have...
Noted.
Yes, and he also said, we know the mayor there is a member of our organization, so, we could get you favorable things. They also met a few other high-ranking members. One was Slippery Lawn, a goblin explorer, very skilled ranger, and he loves eating. And he's kind of no nonsense. He just wanted to eat his beefsteak. We also met Lady Sog, who was a sentient biped-shaped ooze who could create a mouth from which she spoke in kind of this kind of like I kind of was just doing a sort of upper crusty accent, but like it did have like a weird like quality to it, I'm sure. And she wears a smoking jacket, and when she eats, you see the food dissolving in her head. XigXag determined that Lady Zog had some kind of rind to her ooze that was not super caustic, but inside, watch out. Insert joke.
Jed is eating.
I do apologize. The group, they basically started, these people wanted to know some of your stories. Shishu told them all about their time in the Dreadlands and how Emniel tricked them to going there. These people were extremely excited that you had been to the Dreadlands, been to this stuff. When they asked where you were actually from, because it was clear that even though you are of Mondevou now, you didn't start here, Tongart explained, XigXag mentioned something about Rumono, and they were like, okay, sure. But XigXag said, Tongart said Fessiting, which is a plane that Tongart kind of knew about and pulled out, and Tongart was sold that lie so well that it is I'm describing that as your guys' cover story to lose. So everyone believes you are from Fessiting, so you may want to do some research into Fessiting so you guys have your base things. Also, your story says you weren't always there, so you can kind of be like, we know we were born in such and such, you can kind of do some stuff, but like, as long as you don't actively undermine this cover story, you should be fine. They all believed that hook, line, and sinker.
And didn't they also say that they knew what happened at Wyrmloth with the attack of the bipeds, and we were all like having to play dumb?
Well, they because they mentioned the plane, they mentioned Fulcrum is a place they recently did an adventure on, and that is the place where the Grim Hunt, most of them, they weren't all from there. Actually, one member of the Grim Hunt is from Fessiting. It's Andrew's character was from there. When his plane was destroyed, the mage traveled to another thing. So, all of that is to say, there are,
Oh, well, that's kind of poetic now that the person whose home got lost became a Dork Lord, and now they get to have their own plane.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that is the one who's the Dark Lord. So yeah, good for...
That's kind of nice.
Good for, what the hell is his name? Well, good for, I got it here. Good for Xanther Bottlebrush.
Xanther, that's right.
Xanther Bottlebrush.
Yeah, Xanther Bottlebrush was from Fessiting. Fessiting was... Oh, I should have mentioned this. You would have said this, fine. Fessiting, just so you guys know, is a flat ring plane. Faceting is not a sphere. It is a ring.
Interesting.
Wait, it's not a disc, it's a ring?
It's a ring. Yeah, there's a hole in the middle of it.
Okay.
Oh.
Does it
Wait, is it like a
spin?
Mobius strip ring? Or is it like
You know
Like a
what?
donut.
Oh,
Is it
I am
a
sorry. I'm
donut?
saying it wrong. No,
Donut or a flat?
I have that it was a flat ring. I might have mistyped this. I think I was imagining it was like this thing where everyone was on the inside or outside of because have you ever seen those like old school like where they imagined that they would build these like space societies on like the interior of a thing? I think it was supposed
Like a
to
hamster wheel?
Yeah.
Elysium?
Yeah.
Oh, is
Or,
that Elysium? Yeah.
Space,
Yeah.
or Cowboy Bebop type of thing? Yeah.
Okay, what I've written here is flat ring, which to me would be like it's a washer.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining too.
But there's a hole
That's
in the
what I
middle.
pictured.
But I said ring,
You're
not
saying it's
disc.
a wheel.
But now I'm saying it's a wheel. I don't know which one I'm gonna roll to see which one it is. Tell you what.
Donut.
Evens.
Yeah, it's
Donut.
a donut.
Evens. It's a flat ring. Odds. It's a wheel. It's a hamster wheel with them on the inside, Elysium style. What are you saying? Donut. You want a Taurus world?
Yeah.
Yes, I
No.
want a Taurus
If
one.
I roll a 13, it's a Taurus.
The physics of a donut would be so mind-boggling
Mhm.
to think
Yeah.
that you can walk around, but also inside. Like
Well,
that is such
there's-
a
But there
weird.
could be a
There's two
little
ways
moon
to
or something in the
circumnavigate your
middle,
world.
like a little tiny
But then-
planet in the middle.
Well, or the moon off to the side is the donut hole that popped out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
go for donut. It's just too good. Come on.
I have to honor what I wrote earlier, but because I'm confused, because I know I didn't mean a disc because another thing is a disc. So okay, I'm gonna roll this. So evens, flat ring like a washer. Odds, interior of wheel. But if I roll a 13, that odds is yes, Pierce.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you roll 13, it's a donut.
It's a donut. Okay, here we go. Bounced off the table, son of a gun.
Is it a donut?
Can you see? There's no
No.
way you can see that. Hold on, I'm picking
No,
it
no.
up so you can see I haven't moved it at all. It is a 13.
Oh
is
my
a donut.
god, it was meant to be.
It was meant
yes,
to
be.
Yes, I
It's
was
a
right.
donut.
I was right.
Donuts for the win.
A
Wow.
donut planet.
It is
yes.
a Taurus, so
No.
it is a tube. It is a Taurus. Okay, I am going to say, ooh, you know what? Let's make it weird. Tell you what, let's make it sort of like my flat washer. It is a Taurus, but it is a very thin one. So there's a lot of empty space in the middle.
Okay.
Like it's like a hula
So-
hoop.
Okay.
I like
Am I-
donut better, but
it-
sure.
Am I the only one that is like curious about how they do transportation? And like, how would you do a train station?
Instantly.
Do you spiral it? But do you spiral it around?
Yeah, you spiral
Or do
it to like
go-
pick up momentum. Yeah.
Or do you just do the short one, or do you just go long, like all
It's-
like on the inside or the outside, or maybe just one of the sides? I don't
I
know.
think it's all like Sonic the Hedgehog,
You
where
do
you just
donuts.
like, do loops and bursts and like.
Well, we're saying that faceting is a Taurus-shaped plane. So there we go.
a
Use
donut
corkscrew.
covered in donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my god, if you
goodness.
live around the inside, though you do get light, you get way less light. Because it's a
Oh, yeah.
Taurus, but it's... Oh no, but a sun, it's not necessarily
Yeah,
orbiting a
does
sun
it-
like a sphere would be.
Does it like?
Does it spin? Does
Yeah.
it rotate on an
Is
axis?
it
Which
like
axis
is
does it
it
rotate on?
moving like is it moving like a record player, or is it like moving in 3 dimensions?
Yes, it should like spin
it-
all the way around.
Is
yeah.
it flipping end over end, or is it spinning like
May-
it's a,
maybe
like
there is a
thing
little
on the
little
top?
moon
Oh, like
or
a
God, I
coin
wish
flip?
I
or
had a
something in the
donut.
middle
If
and
I
it
had a
spins
donut.
around it.
Is
Oh,
it a
man.
quarter spinning, or is it a quarter being flicked in the air?
I think it's this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
doubt.
You don't think it goes? You don't think it goes
I
like
don't.
this, like a gyroscope?
I think it goes
Yes.
like this.
He goes like that. Actually,
gy-
no,
gyroscope.
no.
She's a real flat spinner.
Wait a minute. You know what? Oh, actually, screw this. Forget it. Taking it back. It
Or
doesn't.
like this, but
it doesn't.
in an
It,
ellipses.
it does not rotate. There is a sun. Oh shit! Here's what it is, guys. Thanks for joining us for this game. That is really just the design of a thing.
This is why we can't get anything done.
Hold on.
Edition by June.
And we get the
Edition by
blame for it.
June.
I'm also very curious. Does the moon rotate in a figure 8 pattern going through the donut?
I don't even know that there's a moon.
Yes.
Yes, but that's what it is.
1,000
It's like the
times
sun.
yes.
It's like imagine this. I need a little sphere thing. What's a little paper. Bit of paper. That's what I'll do.
Like the little moon that goes through the center of it and then around like
yeah,
a
the moon is just going. The sun is doing that.
Oh, the
I
sun.
So
cannot.
the sun's going like.
Wait, what?
The sun goes through the center of it.
The sun is like do. You can't see it because it's too small.
So it has to go and like
so
the
wait,
infinity
how
symbol.
often does this happen? Do the people who live around the center of the ring just get obliterated like every 15 years or something by the sun passing
You know what?
through the planet?
Okay,
Every
hold on,
hour.
guys. Wait a second. Let me finish this thing, and then we'll get into this because we're going to decide this based on the research that your characters do on Festing in-game.
Also, okay, so this is
I love
Festing.
it.
Yes.
I
Hold
couldn't
on.
even remember what plane we were
Hold on.
talking
We're
about.
gonna hold on. Okay, so time out. Let me finish the recap. I couldn't be more excited to do what is so pointless.
I don't think I've ever had more fun than this moment right now.
So here's the deal. They pitched this. You guys said you were from Festing. I'm 8 lines away from the end of the thing. I was like, we got too sidetracked here. So basically, you guys said you were Festing. Tongart's like, we need to research this. They gave you application papers to peruse, contracts to look over. They also hinted that they're about to go on a grand adventure, and if you join, you could come with them. So kind of some like, if you do this, you can go off plane on some big adventure. Could be cool. They do have, I guess I'll mention this as well, just so you know, Lord Buku Bazan. They are in possession of something, or not so much possession as like it's a thing there. They have something called the dodecahedral gate, which is based, like a cubic gate, the magic item that allows you to go to 6 places. They have one that has 12 destinations. So they can cast gates to 12 places from this place. So it is clearly a very good, and unlike that, maybe some of them are even on Wish World. Maybe one of them can take them to,
Gotcha.
other places here. So
Grand Central Station over here.
yeah, exactly. But it's only for members. So join. Pony up.
And
then
and
if you become a fellow, you have unrestricted access to that. You don't have to pay per use, and you can stay here whenever you want. Members, however, can have the beefsteak dinner every night.
Oh, and they all meals are provided and tea, as I understand.
Yeah, but
We could just eat there.
Well, no, I think
course.
members only get dinner. If you're a fellow, you can live there and eat all your meals.
Oh, right.
Members probably also get tea.
What does it take to
Yeah.
become fellows at this place?
What
A lot
about
of money.
cigars?
A lot of money.
You could.
We have that.
do it.
Yeah,
You
we
could-
have it.
Legok's like,
We have that.
I just want to be
Right?
clear. You don't have. Okay, fine.
Legok, go ahead and pay the man. Let us
might have to,
become fellows.
Well, we were also discussing maybe part of us signing up with this group and part of us signing up
Yeah,
with
by all
other
means,
groups
split this party. That's what I want.
so that we have basically access to all the resources that both these two groups have.
That being said, your plan, so you took all those documents, you stepped out into the beautiful Follow Night. There are like airships kind of up in the sky. Everything's illuminated, very tranquil and pretty. Oh, the Mysterians Men headquarters is out on the water. I should also mention it's kind of on like a big sort of seaside thing. So you are now going to go into town. You're going to choose which hotel you stay in, and then presumably you will do some research into Fesseting to kind of shore up your stuff, at which point the real game begins. We make some decisions about Fesseting and how it's saddled.
The funny thing about this, right, is we're going to make all these decisions, and don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to do it all, right? But it doesn't matter because it doesn't exist because it was destroyed.
No, it wasn't destroyed. It was destroyed. Here's the thing: we're doing this, and then the triplets took a bite out of the donut. This one. It was not consumed. It was destroyed.
Okay.
So the donut is still there. Just a lot of it's missing.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
like,
That
and like, there's
makes
like,
total sense with a donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a
Maybe it
donut's
was-
a fun one to have been destroyed. Yeah,
But maybe it didn't taste right. That's why they didn't eat the whole thing.
indeed, those triplets bronze. So, with all
It's
that,
probably like a boring, like a cake cinnamon.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
The
don't like
interior?
cinnamon. Yuck.
it probably just tasted of magma and cinnamon.
Come on.
Cinnamon magma.
Are
Why
they
not? Why
rebuilding
couldn't
it?
it be cinnamon planet?
What's that?
I mean, it's already.
Are they rebuilding it?
No, most beings on the plane were sort of killed in the sort of.
Do you guys
scorching
want
of
to
it.
rebuild this donut?
New life goal: rebuild the donut.
Okay.
Whoa,
so if
wait.
I understand now,
Kind of.
just so I understand, our goals now are start a religion,
Yeah.
rebuild the planet,
Yeah.
remove the curse from from Wyrmloth that makes all the dragons greedy, and defeat a dragon that is so big it ate an entire plane.
It was 3 dragons. The triplets bronze.
No. I
Oh,
mean
The other one.
Yeah, I mean
The other one with the curse. I don't know if we wanna really defeat it. I mean, if it undo the curse, that's a defeat already.
No, I don't think he's just gonna be like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna go investigate this and punish who did this.
But I mean, we're gonna need a place to store all of the wealth that we get after we lift the curse.
What utter indignity to Xanther Bottlebrush after you kill his party and trap him in a dreadland, then you rebuild his home plane in your own image.
We didn't kill his party. We just invited them.
You put them.
We were just instrumental in it.
So, at this time,
You can't kill a party.
Do we
without a
roll
party.
luck?
We
Yes.
weren't even watching.
first of all, everybody please roll 4d8 to determine your luck for the night.
I got
I
nothing.
rolled a pair.
Did we regain
Air
any of
Force.
our power at this dinner?
You will have. I will get to that in a moment. Not too much, because it would only.
Ooh,
make-
triple threes.
Triple threes. You have, congratulations. You have 5. And you have 5 as well, Lord Buku. XigXag, you have 3. Pierce, how did you do?
2, 4, 6, 8.
Then you also have 3. So we got 3. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's what it is tonight.
Typical.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Rather than everyone
Wait.
having 4
Nobody
to be
wants to
even.
work these days.
No, it does.
God damn it.
Sheesh, it's amazing. All right, so.
I'm just gonna be muted. I'm just gonna quiet quit during this game.
Fine.
It's fine.
No, nobody wants to work these days and getting their luck score higher. That's
That's
great.
amazing. Also, if there's one thing that the rich that should typify that the rich have a better thing, it is their luck score. So, with that in mind,
course.
as you stare out at the beautiful Ofalo night, you can even see the plaza because it's very near the Lord Mayor's mansion. It's on the plaza there are the stuff, and you can see how far the mountains are. So it is much closer at this point for you to get to the Grand Ofalo Hotel that is more expensive. Alternately, you can go to the Sprig and Barley, the Basil and Sprig and Barley, Basil and Sprig boarding house, with the understanding you'll be much closer to the place you're going in the morning. Although you can just walk there in the morning, it's fine. It's closer to the Stonehold Research Institute, which you still want to check out. We know how Shishu and Lord Buku are voting. Lagak has said her piece, but she will do as you guys sort of suggest. We know how Elon's voting. But if Tongord or XigXag want to make an argument for the Basil and Sprig, you may do so now.
I mean, so I'll sort of restate one of the ideas, one of the things I brought up earlier, which is that if you are looking to acquire more followers for Shishuism, I think you're more likely to find them in more humble surroundings, rather than sort of the opulence of the hotel.
I mean, if that's the position that you want to take in the structure of Shishuology, is that of the man of the people who is relatable and introduces people on a ground level at, let's say, a Sprig and a Basil or whatever it is. And you can do that. And then I will get some rest, and then we'll meet in the morning and see how many people you got.
No, Shishu, I'm just saying, I'm not really part of your recruitment. That hasn't really been my thing. I'm just saying that where you're headed, people aren't going to need things, right? And people turn to religion because they need things. The other thing I would say is that we're already probably going to. I mean, Lagak seems to say. Remember, we don't sort of. I mean, I don't know that we have a portal to all of our funds back on Wyrmloth, and.
You do. Lord Buku can take you there with that amulet.
Oh, that's right.
With that, I mean, you guys can plane hop with literally.
The amulet's
any
like an
issue.
Amex black card.
It is. Your travel
is.
capabilities are pretty wild. The dodecahedral gate that the Mysterians men are providing you with is a way for you to go to places you don't have a thing for, but you can then go to that, pick something up, and then always return there. Give Lord Buku 1 hour with that gate, and you will have 12 places you can go. No, just
yes.
Yeah.
Can-
I'm,
No errors.
Can
Well, now
members
I'm-
can members travel through the gates for free? Is that a
Members
Well,
can travel through a fee. Members have access for a fee unless it's like on an official journey. Fellows, unrestricted access.
yeah,
I have
so,
a couple random proposals, but please continue, Master LaSalle.
Yeah, so that was one argument. The other I was going to make was that we are probably going to have to spend a considerable amount of money either joining up for all these, although I believe there is sort of a group discount. To what extent we didn't get into sort of the specifics of, as we're still sort of debating who's joining or not. But so I think a lot of our money is going to go towards membership or any kind of travel, any kind of things we need to do to sort of get to this lost civilization. So I was just sort of also going to advocate for a little bit more maybe prudence there, but also not Philip just so we can kind of bamf anywhere we want, just go pick up more gold or treasure or something. I'm less concerned about that as a player. Pierce is saying this now, but so I'm just saying that maybe we spend one night in a little more humble place until we understand how much we need to offload tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I will spend the night in a humble place.
Shishu, no. Shishu, no.
No, I think I
That's
need
so
to
below
do
your
it. I think
station.
I need to spend a few hours to like understand, a different kind of creature.
I think it's a fallacy that's necessary.
I think it's disruptive for me.
I think you and I understand everything we need to understand already.
No, I'm gonna do it, and then I'll
Okay.
and then that'll literally be all that Shishu talks about is that one time
The one time she slept
that
it.
she spent the night with poor people.
Honestly, Shishu, that's just so selfless and brave of you. It does remind me of my great aunt, 3 times removed, Eleanor Azukin, who spent many of her days slumming amongst the bipeds. She was actually not remembered much. Probably not really very relevant.
She was
Think about
largely
it.
forgotten.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
interesting.
gonna give me a story to tell,
You kind of inspired me. Should I accompany you to these slums?
Great.
We can
To
Spend the night
Slums. It is a perfectly nice
Together?
boarding house you guys are going to. So, all right. So yes, if you guys, in that case, you're cool to head to the Basil and Sprig?
Yes.
All right.
Would you like me to accompany you, Shishu? Yeah?
Yes. Well, we're all going
Oh.
together.
We're all
as a
going.
group.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay.
If you want to take the lead, you're all feel free to.
So as you
Also,
guys,
we'll probably be in a nice little neighborhood that will need some exploration if you two want to kind of take a night stroll.
sure. So speaking of exploration, XigXag, if you would give me
Of-
a navigation
Sounds great.
to get
What
Master
am I?
Lusso, yes.
What am I? Oh,
Shishu,
the
shall we?
Let's.
check or what? Navigate?
This, I think, is you know what? Because you have sniffed the weirdness of that mannequin, you can do track.
All right.
So you're tracking her because you're like, cool. We'll go to that thing, and XigXag's like, I'm just taking you to that mannequin because I want to talk to Serena some more.
All right. Let's see what's better for this. 3 of trophy.
3 trophies, great. Yeah, with the 3rd degree success, you certainly are able to find it, and sure enough, your nose leads you. So you guys get off the boardwalks, walk across that plaza once again. You start going through kind of a little bit more, kind of like industrial areas. You haven't gotten to like residential. You can see those in the distance, kind of on the further side out. But you eventually come up to sort of some. You're getting to like the little foothills where things are getting steeper, and sure enough, right kind of just before the mountain really begins to slope up, you see a very like vibrant looking boarding house. There's light shining out of so many windows. It is overgrown in so many like creeping vines, and it's incredibly aromatic. There's so many it's very herbaceous. There's rosemary bushes and you know, mint. It's for your sensitive snouts, although you're in human form. So for your sensitive noses, it's like, whoa, like this place, like it's very, very herbal smelling, but it's very lush, and there's a big, beautiful sign in very sort of like flowery lettering that says basil and sprig boarding hoe, but then the use is covered up by.
Shishu wants to take this opportunity to have like whatever in this plane is the Instagrammable moment.
Sure.
Buku, are you having allergies or?
This just, you
Come
know,
take a
staying in
picture.
these.
Come, let's draw a picture of us together. But
Oh, yes, of course.
You can't look like
Yes.
that. You have to make your face look better.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. It's, you know, it's the odor of the poor. It just affects me so
I
deeply.
get it.
Oh.
It's, yes, of course.
XigXag, I'll say that,
She's
yeah,
just
so
posing.
the two of you with your poses, XigXag with your nose even over this incredible thing, because you had a 3rd degree success, you can smell that Serena is in this building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess
Suppose
you
we should.
just go in or knock on the door or something, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a boarding house,
is
right?
the door is
You
open.
just walk in.
Oh, just walk in.
And you hear there's like music playing in some kind of, you know, primary hall.
I'm like, Serena!
Tell you what, give me a luck roll. Let's see if Serena is literally sitting there.
Nothing?
Nothing. You walk in and you call out Serena. She's not there. However, at sort of a desk area, you can look in and you see there's like a chamber that there's some music playing. Various people are sort of chatting, but there is like a desk, and when you sort of say that, kind of moving out of some back chamber, you haven't quite seen a biped like this before, and XigXag, your nose is a little confused. In fact, you think this smells like a biped, but it also smells a little like an elemental, but it also smells like a plant. There is a biped who's walked out. What skin you can see is green, but the body is like covered in like grass. So she's very furry looking, but it's like all these grasses, and there are sprigs of, you know, various kinds of herbs and such, including many basil plants kind of growing out of this person. Her bearing is she kind of has the energy of like a hippie Earth mother in her 60s you'd meet in Sedona. I don't know, that's like her vibe, but like she's very like, she's got that energy, and she's wearing some kind of like very flowing, loose, some real big Stevie Nicks fan vibes. But as she's like there, she's kind of, you know, like she sort of is sort of stepping out of a thing and saying, "Are you looking for Serena?" Oh.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, so many of you.
No,
Hello.
she said that there are rooms to rent here.
Oh, far out, yes. Absolutely. Welcome. You wanted rooms for all of you.
How far out are the rooms?
She looks at Shishu and goes, you have a really good aura.
Oh my god, thank you. I'm a deity.
Yes, you are, Goddess Slay. Okay, so how many rooms
Oh
did
my
you want?
God.
I see that there's 6 of you. So is this a
Probably could do with 3 rooms.
3 rooms? Understood.
Maybe.
Probably like 7 or 8 rooms.
Huh?
Oh, so you have additional entourage members coming? The Gok
It's-
says,
I like-
the Gok says, 3 rooms will be plenty, Shishu. I don't know. I'm finding that she kind of
Like,
points to
It's
Shishu.
like the biggest, like the suite, like
I'll
whatever
s-
suite you have.
Oh,
We'll
I
take it.
understand what you're saying. She kind of says to Lagok, I'm definitely going to speak to her. She kind of has the leadership energy here. Her aura is a little stronger. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
you just basically, are you someone where space really matters to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hate overhead lighting?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right. Yes, okay.
I provide enough light myself, and I do
So
a
you
little
do.
flare with my.
Speaking of which, I forgot to turn my light on. Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, let me see what I can find for you all. Have you been traveling long?
I mean-
all day.
Oh, I
I
love
mean, we did
traveling.
stop for beef dinner.
Oh, are you joining the Mysterians men?
I don't know. What do you
Oh.
think?
Honestly, I just think that, like, maybe you just have to, like, do what's right in your heart. Okay, so.
What country club are you a member of?
Oh, well, I'm not a member of either of those research organizations, if that's what you mean.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I meant.
I'm not a part of that. I don't want to get too philosophical for you right now, but
Oh,
basically,
you should. I'm a deity. I get it.
what I want you to know, Goddess, is that maybe the lost civilizations are like the friends we've made along the way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, maybe we're in them. Has anyone...
She has no idea, but she's like, yeah, I totally got it.
Has anyone considered that? Actually, has anyone even considered that? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even.
Shishu, please give me a luck roll.
Mm-hmm. With all 5 of my
With your
luck
5 luck dice for tonight, yes.
dice. It never happens.
It's exciting.
Pair of 4s, pair of 2.
Ooh, which would you like to go with, understanding that this is about if she has fancy rooms for you or not?
Oh, I think 2
it's
security and
gotta be.
comfort.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So in that case, she goes, oh, so as it happens, I forgot that these people left. Let me go sage this place real quick.
Thank you.
But then, yes, I actually do have a suite upstairs. And then there's a room close to it that she kind of leans to Shishu and says, like, 4 of you could be in this bigger suite. It'll have plenty of space, and then you could have 2 kind of in this other room. So just whichever 2 of this group kind of vibe the least. She looks at Lagak and
Probably me.
Tongart and kind of like gestures to them without gesturing to them. As she leans into you, she smells like basil. It's like basil's growing out of her. She's like, okay, so let me just go and like check. Okay, and I'm Okima if you need anything, all right?
Okima,
Okima, yeah, okay.
you're great.
Thank you. So she heads up to go prepare those rooms for you. In the meantime, if you want to, you could step into like the common area where people are dining and singing and there's music.
Was this more of a private area that we were in?
You were kind of in like the front lobby, and that like adjoining it, you can sort of see into a big tap room.
Are there any books
Gotcha.
anywhere?
Ooh, make a luck roll on that if there are books.
Mm.
There are definitely a lot of potted plants.
Nope, nothing.
Sadly, this does not seem to be a book-based place. No, books are just a way to take precious trees and turn them into... It's disgusting. We hate books here. So, if you
I was wondering.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to talk to everyone. I was thinking about this because we all have these. We have all these wishes and we haven't used any of them, and I'm wondering if maybe while saving them, maybe we should be utilizing them to further our goals. I know Lagak has been so
But
unnecessarily frugal with our means. Perhaps we should just wish for some more money, and then we can become. Then we could become fellows.
Well, you certainly have enough sort of wealth to become fellows in that organization, hidden with quadrizex in our home. So you certainly we can get you. You have the funds. It would just it would be on you to travel back there with your amulet and travel back with it. I was simply trying to sort of keep our funds, trying to extend them as much as possible. You have much more than you need to become a fellow in that organization. And fortunately, as you are now no longer Wyrmlothian dragons, your power is no longer reliant on your hoard. So you're perfectly capable if you wish to give away your whole hoard and spend it all. And Ellen goes, we're absolutely not. Dead is good.
That's foolish.
We're not trying to. We're not going to get.
That is foolish. I don't agree with. Yes, no, that no.
Well,
But to a greater point though is that we have these wishes, and I'm wondering if maybe perhaps we should get a little creative about how to advance some things. Like, for example, Chishu, you are
Yes.
portraying yourself as a goddess, as a deity. Perhaps you should use your wish, obviously not just to become one, but perhaps so that others view you as such. That might be a interesting one within our power, perhaps. I don't know.
Mm.
But I'm curious if maybe we're just not, if to get to our bigger goals, we should start slaying some of these, use some things to slay the lower ones to get there.
Like, what's the first domino?
Yes, right? That's what I was thinking.
Interesting perspective. I mean, we do have a surplus, although
Weren't we
I guess part of
saving
me
them
was-
up for the big fish?
yeah, that was sort of my assumption, is that we were, since we need to sort of create a cumulative mass of them.
Well, I mean, the other yes, but we only have what, 6, 7 wishes, right? We don't have nearly
8.
enough to get what we need done, right? So
you
perhaps
used
spending
one for
some-
your shape change ability.
Oh, that's right.
So you have 7.
So if 7 isn't enough, and we need many, many more, then losing 2 or 3 more probably wouldn't hurt us.
I'll
too
mention,
terribly, I'd
Jed,
imagine.
that it is both number, but it's also your power, your strength.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, if you guys become incredibly powerful, 7 or even 1 from each of you will be enough. Whereas if you guys choose to try to do this now, you'd need 100, something like that. Yeah.
Right. This is sort of my thinking about it. I was also wondering if perhaps maybe we should just make ourselves a little I was about to say Faustian, a bipedal bargain, as they say, where we perhaps, I don't know how one would do this, but if we could grant ourselves a temporary spike in power to get what we need done, but that only needs to last the duration of a wish. Perhaps we could, do some shenanigans along those lines.
Well, I love shenanigans.
These are just ideas. I just wanted to put these out there so get a creative minds working upon this. As I'm sure, what's his name? The
Nugget?
annoying one.
I just want to be as
my name's
powerful and
Elon,
as rich
but
as
it's fine.
possible.
As Alon, I'm sure would agree with you have to spend money to make money.
Yes.
That's true, but also sometimes you have to lose money to make money, is what I found.
Right.
Also,
I just
money
wanna
is just
have I just want to have all the money that I want when I want it, and
Yeah.
all the power that I want when I want it.
I think money is actually more a state of mind, and I think Sheesh is right. It's like the money and power. That's really all. Yeah, she's right. There's no consequences.
But also friends and worshippers and adorers.
Yeah, of course.
Is that
It
a
goes without
word?
saying. Yeah, it is
Mm.
now. Sheesh,
is now.
anything you say is a word.
Oh, that's so true.
It is.
Thank you. I want adorers.
Adorers. Yeah, it's so true that it's flammable.
I think we created a monster.
At this
I
point,
always regret talking after I've talked.
At this
It's
point, Okima
inevitable
will come
that
back and
happens.
say, all right, so, hey everyone, good news. I've cleansed whatever bad vibes were up there. You actually can smell a little, burning, like sage scent, and she's actually, patting out her elbow. So, the room has been purified and cleansed. It is now up to the standards of the goddess herself.
Oh, Tongart.
Yeah.
Idea for merch. Apple scented shishu sage.
Apple scented Shishu Shage.
Yeah, it rolls right off
Nice.
the tongue. Apple scented shishu sage.
Shishu sage is a very hard thing to say.
Shishu sage.
Shishu sage. It's
Shishu
apple
sage.
scented shishu sage.
That's it. It rolls right up.
Phenomenal.
You know what? Just put it. Just put
I'll
it in the straw.
I'll add it to the list of Apple things, and I'll kind of keep it up there. But it's not.
It'll help us raise money.
Sure.
So if you'd like to follow me up to your chambers, here is sort of, she'll kind of lead you up. Oh, and you were at, wait, so you know Serena, should I let her know you're here? Okay, I don't have to. You walked in here calling out for her, so I was assuming you were looking for her. But that's cool too. And it seems like if you had a beef dinner, you don't need to have any of her
I'll catch
food,
up
so-
with her later.
Understood, no problem. I'm actually not here to judge at all. I just really thought, never mind, don't worry about it. So she leads you guys upstairs and says, since you've already eaten, you can go down and get more food if you want. Everything here is, we have a very plant-based menu.
Oh, lovely.
That'll be a great tonic from our beef dinner.
Yeah, but because you had beef, I understand that, like, you probably, like, you know, like, you're not going to find a beef steak dinner downstairs.
Well, maybe a beefsteak tomato, right?
I actually don't care for tomatoes very much. I find tomatoes a little problematic. I think you need to decide if you're a fruit or a vegetable.
Oh, well, they're a fruit.
Yeah, it's a fruit.
Yes,
so.
and yet no one thinks they are. And you know whose fault that is? Tomatoes.
Wow. That's the
There is some
weirdest
logic.
hot take I've ever heard.
Do you, and I don't
Well,
mean
we
to
should
rant
do
at you.
tomato. We should do like a tomato scented, like a
Oh.
lot, like an apple scented, a tomato scented.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and it's not my business, but don't.
It doesn't
will-
involve you.
It will dilute your brand so much. I'm here to say that the biggest travesty that has ever happened is the idea that there are heirloom tomatoes. That is putting so much class and respect on something that does not deserve it.
Yeah, I don't like where this
Did
is
like,
going.
I'm sorry. Did like a tomato hurt your family in
Yeah,
some way?
well,
shape, or form?
okay, so apparently you're very perceptive. So fine, I will admit it, but I am not so closed off that I am not vulnerable enough to explain my past is the tapestry. You can read on what is growing from me. You understand who I am. I once dated. I had a lover who was mostly tomatoes. And is this influencing my opinions? Maybe it is. But I'm
I
also
see.
telling you, learn from my lived experience because I'm sharing it with you. I'm an open harvest.
I want you to know that people have to experience things for themselves.
Oh
in
my
order to
god, that is
them.
the truest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it contradicts what you just
I
said.
know, but also it doesn't because don't you understand? She takes your hands like, don't you understand it doesn't? And oh, brilliant. You really are. You do have BGE, big goddess energy.
Thank you.
Amazing. But don't trust a tomato. There's a reason that's what they throw at people who tell bad jokes. Okay, that's fine. She just leaves you guys.
But if you eat a tomato, you take your revenge on it, right?
Don't give them the
That
satisfaction.
is such a great point.
Biting it
Oh,
and
no,
the
that's-
juices are dripping.
Believe me, that's what they want. Anything that juicy is asking for, like that's what they're after. That's
Oh,
what
so
they
they are asking for it. Okay.
do not. But also, like your goddess said, live your own lives. I'm sharing my experience, but you do have to experience it for yourself. Are there any past lovers that you have who you'd like me to stay away from?
Not in like a general class of people, vegetable, minerals kind of thing.
That's really cool.
Oh, I had my last boyfriend killed, so it's not a problem.
Jesus.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Anyway, let's go. think we should go get our room ready.
No,
Oh,
I
right,
feel
you two
like
gotta,
maybe
you
we
two gotta
should-
go on your night walk soon. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Oh,
Fuku, let's go on an evening stroll.
I don't
kind
think
of
that's like
tired
Tongart,
right
why
now.
would you suggest that? Seems like a bad idea. I don't think anyone needs to
I
do
have
that.
to agree with Elon for the first time ever.
Oh, you sure? I saw like a nice little, like it looked like an evening cafe. Had live music playing. Seemed real charming.
You know what? That's actually good. A big public space. I
Oh, it
think
looked
would
very
work out
intimate. I
very
didn't see a lot of people in there.
Beautiful place. 2 people could go in. Any number could walk out. No one would bat an eye. The perfect spot for 2 people to go, not be observed. It's so intimate you couldn't even hear someone screaming. It's a great little space. Oh,
wonderful.
Well. Anyway, she opens the door into the suite, and it is a very nice suite. Lots of plants. There are 2 bedrooms in it. There's also honestly, all 6 of you could be in this room if 2 of you didn't mind just being on like couches in a little common room. But she also is giving you the key to a room 2 doors down that is like a more standard room. Apparently,
I'll go to the room 2 doors
you'll
down.
go to the room 2 doors down. Okay.
I don't know who will join me there or who will
And
not.
probably the other goblin.
Sure.
Not very ostentatious. Despite my mustache.
Cool.
Miss. Just
Yes. You can call me Okima. I don't like to be called Miss. I mean, I certainly don't like to be called Madam.
Okima?
Yeah, that's
What?
fine. Ocima.
Okay, because I was thinking like Mother Oaks. Okay.
No. No. That would be Okima. I'm Okima. Yeah.
Got it. Okima. Got it.
Oh, that was worse, but go ahead.
I was just wondering if there was like a library or something like that nearby.
Oh, well, there are many in the city. I don't know how many are open at night. Make a luck roll.
Oh yeah, we have to do some research.
Oh, right, you do. Okay, never mind. Then this will be doable.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I've been thinking about it this whole time.
How'd we do,
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Guard?
Oh, do you want to go study in the library with me, Buko?
Lord Buku, how about
So-
you give me a luck roll since you're high?
So desperately do I want
Can
to
I
study
try
in the
luck
library
roll
with you.
too?
I suppose you can, but
They
I
double
won't roll
double
anything.
success of a
Yep.
gemstone.
double gemstone. I will say that when Tongard asks, she's like, no, there's like the libraries are all closed. But if Lord Buku's like, really? She's like, well, because basically Tongard, since you and XigXag and you're the one talking about tomatoes, she's like, no. But to Lord Buku, she says, oh, well, actually, yes, there is a beautiful library that is open all night. And it's pretty close to here if you'd like to go to it. Tell you what, she kind of pulls out a card and like writes a little thing on it and says, give them this and they'll let you in, no problem.
Why, thank you. That's very, very thoughtful of you. We do love to read. Find that education is cornerstone of everything.
Well, that might be true, but also is it? Sometimes simply putting your hands into the dirt is the way to learn everything, provided that, like me, you learn through touch. All
You
right.
mean through nature's library?
She, like, because you're so tall and she's her vibe, she, like, it's like one hand is on, like, your neck like this, the other is just on your chest, and she's going, yes, nature's library.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. Little
nature's
uncomfortable.
library. That is what it is. I want you all to learn from nature's library. Learn what you can from that, but also have your own experiences. What if, this has been such a revealing night for me. Thank you so much. All right, you guys have fun. I'm sure we'll talk more. And if you do want to talk to Serena, let me know and I'll let her know you're here, but I won't until you do. Unless I run into her and then I'll totally tell her that you're here. Okay, bye. And she just leaves.
I'm kind of obsessed with this character.
Pretty great.
One of the less annoying ones from Phil.
What I like,
You know,
hey,
it's like you spend
It's not possible.
45 sessions getting a bunch of rich people to respect you, and then it's just set back to 1. You walk into a new city, you're set back to 0.
what I like about this character is because, and she is so accurate to me, is she will take a hard line in disagreement with you, and then turn it into, but we do agree, or like you'll say the opposite, and she's like, exactly.
She has no problem contradicting herself constantly.
And that's actual humans.
Yeah.
But you're so right. Okay, so yes, so in other words, you have your rooms, but you can go to this library if you would like to.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that maybe before we set out about tomorrow, telling everyone where we're from, we might want to do a little research on that place.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of good in research.
So good. Yeah, and we all have our own interests, and I think we can all sort of use those interests to sort of find out those specific areas, right?
Love it.
I can't wait.
So if you guys are going to go to the library, absolutely a brilliant thing for you to do at this time. She's given you directions. It will not be far.
Yeah.
It will not be hard to find.
How harsh is like the food and drink policy at this library? I might want to stop at that cafe and get Danish on the way.
Apple Danish?
Yeah.
This one probably has. You can probably be consuming stuff, but not when you're actually with the books. Is probably how they'd do it.
I guess I could just grab something from downstairs on the way out.
Or that. Very good. So if you easily, we can just hand wave all of that, and you can grab some food. Spock in. There is a kobold performing. In the place downstairs. The kobold is she is we'll say she's it's some Joanna Newsom kobold harpist going on.
Oh. Okay.
So it's kind of this like whatever, but nice. But yeah, you can grab a little thing. You honestly eat it on the way. You make it to this library. It's like a little up the hill. And you can see it is actually pretty darn close to that Stonehold Research Institute. And if you go in, it is kind of a place that's sort of open late. Somebody kind of there is an owl. It's like an owl folk basically.
Owl bear?
An owl, like an owl humanoid is at the place kind of. He's sort of standing there, and as he sort of sees you enter, kind of says, "Oh, welcome. Do you have? Are you members with us? Do you have? Are you? I don't think I've seen you before."
Well, we're new in town.
Oh well.
We were directed here.
Oh, who directed you here?
Okima?
I keep saying her name wrong.
Okima.
Okima.
They've said it perfectly. Go ahead and it's your Okima.
Okima.
Oh no.
Okima.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't. Yes, precisely. I pretend I didn't hear that. Yes, no problem. Yes, if Okima sent you here,
Okima.
I would urge you to stop.
It's getting worse,
Would urge you to
Tangart.
stop. What you're doing is a bit. It's bad. It is. I'm not going to say it. Listen, I understand. It's fine, but it's fine. The proprietress of your establishment. You're staying at the Basil and Sprig. You are actually welcome to stay here if you're here. Do you yes. You have a card. Perfect. Yes. Our policy is, of course, just this is a reading room. You actually can carry on quiet conversations, but if it's going to be too loud, we ask that you go to one of our sort of. And you notice there are like alcoves in the wall that are kind of like study rooms. Like, please go to those if you want to talk. Try to keep it very quiet there. And this is a non-circulating collection, so just read what you're reading. We also ask that you don't try to put things back on the shelves yourself. All right. Whatever books you take out when you're done with them, bring them here, and we will put them back. Okay?
Of course.
Sounds
Do
reasonable.
you have a copy machine?
Oh, yes. Well, we do actually have some sort of automatic quill services to.
Automatic quill scribes?
Yes, if you want to make copies,
Great.
you can do so. Yes.
I'm gonna need all of the parchments that you have in this library.
Well, I will. What? Legak will be like, we have to hear how much that's going to cost first.
I need at least 100 parchments. Thank you.
Oh, 100 parchments. Oh.
Oh, do you have more? 1,000? Do you have 1,000 parchments?
I think you should tell me how many parchments you need, and we will see what we can provide.
All of them.
Let's see how many books you're trying to copy, and we'll have any sections from books.
I'm not copying.
Oh.
She's up to something.
What are you copying?
Well, I mean, it's personal. Except
I get what's going on
The goddess thing.
we need pamphlets.
Of course.
How has nobody thought of this?
All right. Okay, well, I suppose you can...
What?
Paraphernalia, brochures, flyers, door
you're trying to create pamphlets for yourself?
Mhm.
Oh, that I would strongly recommend that you go to one of the many print shops in town for that. Our automatic quills are more about copying a section of a book in front of you, not so much multiple duplication of one. It would take a very long time. You would have to create your thing, and if you go to those, they can get that up for you much more quickly and affordably. And
Is there a 24-hour printer?
make a luck roll.
Wow. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
What do I spend to
If you want to re-roll it, just roll three power.
Okay.
But
Well, we
actually,
never-
everyone should give themselves back 2 power because of some time that has passed. So it'll only cost you 1 net.
I'm only re-rolling 3 of them. And it worked. Triple tome.
Triple tome?
Yeah.
That's knowledge. Well, then in that case, this I will say. Oh yes, there is a. It's the Kenkus. The Kenku has it. So yes.
Ugh, okay.
Kenkus?
Anybody get
That's
that?
good.
I was hoping
That's
it's a little dated now.
Yeah.
Since
Yes,
it's
it's
they're
very
all called
dated.
FedEx Office now, but I'm still into Kenkus. Okay. Yeah, but there is a place you could go have pamphlets made. No problem.
All right. Chishu walks
Yeah, I love a Kenkus.
out.
So Shishu won't be participating in research. Got it. Love it.
I see Milan is going to go with her
We'll say Elon
as a branding manager.
I'll see
Yeah, I was
if
gonna
is-
say,
it would.
you don't
are
want Shishu to
You know what?
brand
Elon
the
has
pamphlet.
2 dice in research. That's fine. Yeah, he'll go with her for that. Okay. Okay, so we will do. I think we'll stay in the library first.
Where's research?
Research is under your intellect.
Oh, I only have 3.
Yeah.
So okay. Bye.
Yeah. All right. So basically, as Shishu and Elon head out, the rest of you, the owl says, "My name is Walham. If you need anything, if you'd like me, I can start pulling some books for you. What are you researching?"
Sorry, what was your name one more time?
Wallum.
Wallow.
Perfect. Yes, it's not hard
All
to say. Try her name again.
Ushima.
No. Wallum. It's Wallhum is his name.
Wallum.
But he'll sort of lead you over and say, "So I am Wallum, of course." Hoot hoot. What is it you're looking into? Or if you'd rather browse the shelves, I can tell you the general.
But do we
areas.
want to tell him or do we want to keep it a secret?
I don't think there's anything that necessarily is that secretive. Yeah.
You can even say we're reading up on our home. We're just kind of our home plane, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're our home plane was destroyed while we were gone, so we're just trying to catch up on some of the stuff we might have missed while we were traveling.
Which one?
Fessatine.
That's been. Oh, so you must have been. You left. You must have been children when you left. I would assume that.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time traveling through various realms.
Wonderful. books on faceting, yes, other sort of planes. He kind of goes over, and you see there's a large section. As you walk through this section, he even is looking at, like, you see there are books on Wyrmloth, you see there's books on Univox, books on Paracelsum, books on Elderoth, all these other places, books on Ujodo, books on Presoran, books on Iquavino, but he does come to faceting and say, so here you're in luck, actually. We have recently, very recently acquired a tome that is that will tell you not only there was a trip made to faceting within the last 5 years, and this is sort of a charting of that. So it will tell you what is left of the plane. But here you go, some basic things on faceting. You can sort of see what lines up with yours. I'm sure, of course, you've read this one. This was a native tome of your own history. Like one that was written by faceting, one that's been written in other things. He'll give you a pretty good stack of books. However, since you're all there, the three of you give me research rolls.
Okay.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Triple weapon.
All right.
I do just want to point out I have a +2 to natural sciences. I don't really remember why I have that, but I do have that. All my culture stuff is Wyrmloth and Baza and Keen related.
I'm sure your natural sciences is due to, like, that's probably what maybe you were proficient in nature in, like, the D&D version. It genuinely
that could have been. Yeah.
So, because you also have Arcana, I'll bet that's what it is. Since you have natural sciences, Lord Buku, throw one more die on top of whatever you just did. If you happen to roll another 8, it'll be a 4, you know.
I did not.
Cool. Tongard, how did you do?
Well, I spent 3 power to reroll.
Okay.
I'm deciding if I want to do some more. I have a pair.
Okay.
I'm just deciding if I want to try to. I think I will. I think I'll reroll one more time, but I'm going to pay 2 to hold on to the 2 I have.
Perfect. Okay.
So that's a total of 5 there.
Perfect. And XigXag, how did you do?
I have a 2 of talisman, but I wouldn't mind spending 5 points to make it a 3.
Perfect. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so with talisman. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Lord Buku.
Would it be worth it to spend some power to give myself a quad success instead of a full success?
What actually I should explain so you know if you want to do it. What you're rolling on are, if in addition to these general books that you're getting, if you notice any like specialized thing that is like, here's, so like for XigXag, since XigXag is going to have 3 of talisman, I will allow XigXag to maybe find like a book of weird magical things of that world, and because it's sort of like kind of going to your interest, it'll probably be like XigXag's like for you I would do, and also you can sort of choose if you want to find
this is great actually.
Okay.
This I think coincides. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna spend 10 power.
Okay.
And make it a 5 success.
So you can only change 1 die to any number.
I'm gonna spend 5 power and make it a quad success then.
Perfect. Perfect.
In weapon.
In weapon. Okay.
We need power.
Great. So in that case, if you want to, I would allow this to be your pick of like military history, or it could be more sort of like magical, or cultural history. Whatever thing you're looking for, you will definitely get with that.
Gotcha.
In sort of thing. What would you like?
I think in the quest for more power, I think either magic or military power, something along those lines.
Well, I'm doing magic.
And ideally, like a combination.
How about military magic?
Okay.
Because that, without me changing anything, there is a big thing, which we'll get to in a moment. XigXag, do you want yours to be about magic? You roll talisman, but it could also be a more zigzaggy energies, because it's like magic protections, like wonderful things. Like I can't guarantee this will be a huge thing, but if you want to have found a book about brains, On
Well,
Fessiting,
I'm good at medicine, so magic and medicine.
Okay, healing
and that
magics.
could include brains.
Absolutely. Basically, you find the healing magics book, and you're immediately going to the index to look up brains. Brains, replacing. Brains, preserving. Brains, swapping. Tongart, what did you get to?
I have a triple twos, so that's triple
Coinage, security, comfort.
coinage. Thank you.
I was going to give to yours, and in fact, I realized that I probably should have allowed you to have more dice on this given your stuff, but yours are only Wyrmloth. I was going to say you would probably be drawn to a book about the religions of Fessiting.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so, my friends, very good. You get your books, you gather them together, you begin to pore over them. We will briefly cut to Shishu and Brother. So Shishu, you have gone to the all-night copy place.
Yeah, and on the way, like, she and Elon are just having some cock and bull ridiculous branding pamphlet discussion and how they're going to blanket the whole entire town.
Love it. Okay. As you guys get into the place, Elon's just like, obviously, like, you have to just do a big spend, a total, like, absolute full court press, whatever that means.
Full court press.
I don't know what a full court is, but I guess it's courtiers.
It's like when you're holding court.
Exactly.
And
you have your court is full, and then you press them down, and then you're.
Yeah, you full court oppress.
Oppression, full court oppression. It's more efficient because you're shortening it.
That's right.
And everyone knows what it means and never has to talk about it again. So he'll open the door for you as you guys enter. There is a human woman at sort of like a desk. She kind of looks up and kind of notices the two of you, very striking people, like, oh, hi. Hello. Sorry, what?
Take my hand and kiss it.
Okay.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
We're
here to make pamphlets. How much paper do you have?
Oh, we can. Yeah, you can make pamphlets, no problem.
But they have money with them. Did Laga give them any money?
Make another luck roll for me, Shishu.
Okay. Ooh, triple two.
Triple
Coinage.
two. Coinage.
Coinage.
You have a lot of Lagak is with you.
Okay.
You have the funds with you.
Now Lagak, before you go saying something completely depressing and on brand for you, I want you to know that this is getting Shishuology. What we're building here is building us towards our goal. We're going to get so many people going to give us their wishes. We're going to be so powerful. So if we don't have this money for this, and Shishu devolves into like a full like teenage girl temper tantrum about getting her pamphlets that she wants, but she wants it like with the gold foil, like she wants the highest level print
quality. This girl is just sitting there, and Lagak stares at Shishu, like Shishu full tears, full breakdown. Lagak utterly stone-faced orc. When Shishu is kind of done, Lagak will turn to the girl at the counter and say, are there ordinances of how much paper can be put out as pamphleting messaging in this city? And the girl says yes. And Lagak says, we will take whatever is the maximum one may do in this town. And the girl says, understood. And you do want it with the full gold leaf and everything?
Gold leaf, embossed. If it's possible for the parchment to be strong enough to handle embroidery.
Well, ma'am, she then takes your hand and kisses it again.
Ma'am?
So if you, do you want the deluxe package features, one of our founders made a wish for kind of some, do you want motion graphics?
Yes. If it's not motion graphics, I'm bored.
Do you want sound?
I didn't know you could have sound. Yes.
Oh,
Ella?
no. She pulls out a parchment and the parchment has like an image on it, and as she like wiggles it, like the image comes to life, and it's like a person who's like, "Come to my stage. Do you like comedy? Improv."
Shishu's mind is blown.
Yeah.
This is the best thing Shishu's ever seen.
God, this is gonna be my most obnoxious pamphlet ever made.
If we, it what? Can you like have it be like a strip of just like a Z card of Shishu like doing different deity things? Like this is a deity roller skating. This is a deity playing tennis. This is a deity fighting a battle.
Like just four.
Yeah, reading a book.
Oh man! All right.
And you can press on each thing on the pamphlet to activate that
To
Shishu
do that
you
reel,
want.
and she
Yeah.
says, "All right, sure, you can do that. You want the maximum for what that is?" And the Gok says, "Apparently we do. Actually, wait, how much will this cost?"
I don't
the girl
like
says, "This will be 4,000 gold." And Lagak says, "All right, Shishu, we can do this. But if your plan is to join the fellowship, I do understand this is one of your main goals." And Ellen's like, "Obviously, spare no expense, because nothing brings people more to your cause than seeing incredibly ostentatious advertising." But Lagak's like, "All right."
But it's also like the tenets of Shishuology. So it's like Shishu's reading, and it's like you're gonna learn, you're gonna be smarter because if you convert to Shishuology, and then like Shishu fighting is like you're gonna be stronger if you convert to Shishuology, and like Shishu divinating is like you're gonna be in touch with your spiritual side, you know.
So she,
Playing tennis.
I guess we have to organize a photo shoot now.
no,
No
the girl's like, "Oh yeah, no, we'll need to capture you with the illusion cap." Also, for the record, what you have been doing this whole time when you make this stuff is you're probably holding up some crystal that like stores an illusion. You know, it's like you're capturing an illusion that people can use for a thing. Like that's the equivalent. So she's like, "Yeah, we have a setup for that, no problem." And then Lagak
Now
says,
I have one condition. And she talks to what's your name?
"Felina."
Felina.
Yeah.
In order for you to be the printer of record for Shishuology, I'm gonna need you to convert to Shishuology. We can do it on the spot.
Maul ask.
Felina says, "Oh." She takes your hand and kisses it. I think I'm okay.
You're okay to convert to Shishuology? Wonderful.
No,
Give me your cheeks.
I don't.
Not the ones on your face.
I don't. And the guy says, "Shishu, perhaps we can let Felina. Felina does not wish to convert to your religion. That's fine, right?"
God.
And one's
The
like, "It's really
fucking-
not, actually. It's not fine at all."
Shishu turns around and walks out.
The debt that Lagak must have felt to that person, that dragon. That is, like,
Shishu walks out. Elon says, Shishu, as you walk out, Elon follows and goes, "Shishu, that was the right thing to do." And Lagak
I'm
just
blowing up
stands
the
there.
deal. I'm blowing up the deal. I'm not doing the deal.
Lagak looks at Felina, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm actually gonna do this for Lagak. Lagak has a pretty high read person, but I'm gonna make this roll to see this so she could just get this in one. Because even if Shishu and Elon were to succeed on this, I would not let them know what the actual thing is. They auto fail on a read person to Felina. Perfect. With 3 8s, Lagak looks at Felina and knows that, to be honest, Felina is relieved because Felina really didn't want to have to do all that work. Because Felina is a minimum wage employee in this shop.
And she doesn't
She doesn't make more for this $4,000 order.
Yeah.
It's just like she's... So Felina's like, "I'm good." So Lagak kind of nods to Felina and says, dodged a crossbow bolt, and kind of just walks out after Shishu and Elon. And Elon is just, Shish, I'm so proud of you for walking out of that deal. That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
I
That's
did what I had to do.
And now we know, because that place, that was just like the beginning of what we need to go to somebody who's as committed to this as you are.
Thank you. I agree.
Because what that girl in there, also wash your hands, because like wash your hands of her even kissing your hands. But like what that girl in there was saying, if her answer isn't, oh, you want 4 versions, how about there's 8 of you on it instead? Unless they're plussing you up, they're worthless.
Over promise and over deliver.
Over promise and over deliver. Yeah.
Over.
So, so anyway, Lagak is like, and meanwhile, Lagak walks out and Felina just goes back to her magazine. So, meanwhile, Tongart, XigXag, and Lord Buku. This episode is great, just full of great scenes. My goodness. Tongart, XigXag, and Lord Buku. Wallum is over there to, like, assist you with anything, and Wallum has actually brought all 3 of you your own stack of parchments with a quill, and has shown you how to use it. Probably none of you have ever had to use this, being dragons, and what you probably would have just told a biped to take notes for you.
Probably, yeah.
Lord Buku, you might, maybe you've seen the technology.
I've had a formal education. Yes,
there you go.
Absolutely.
It's basically a thing of like you can just kind of like you will tell the quill to copy a section, and the quill literally like transcribes a section of the text.
Oh wait, we didn't have servants.
Yeah, you probably don't know. This also may not be technology. This might have been invented by a wish. These magical quills, but So anyway, the point is, you all have this to sort of mark your stuff down. It's a modest fee to use it. Well, not even. It's not 4,000 gold, so it's fine. But as you guys start doing this process, I'm gonna have you both. You're all going to make 2 rolls of research, unless you really want to pitch some other element. And I will tell you, one roll is going to be a general thing to understand what you can about faceting, and the second will be on your specific book that you all kind of, the idea is like, first you're all looking through the general books to get like your big picture, but then you can all go into your specific knowledges. So let's do the general one first. And I will say, looking at what things you have, Pierce, you may add 1 die.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm giving that just between folksy aphorisms and small talk subjects. I'm just going to say that you're able to glean a lot from like, just, pleasant, like any idiomatic things. You're like, I got the vibe. Because of your knowledge of Arcana, even on this general one, Lord Buku, as you're about to see, I'm going to let you do half of that, so you can actually add 3 dice to this research roll. Also, you have natural science, that would probably go on. And Vanda, I'm going to let you do half of natural world as well, so you can add 2 dice to your research. So everyone, this will be your general research onto what we know of faceting.
Triple coinage, double trinket.
Ooh, triple coinage, double trinket. The double trinket will matter here for a thing. Okay, so triple coinage, double trinket. Tongart?
Double weapon, double artwork.
Double weapon, double artwork. Which one would you like to go with as your primary for that?
Artwork.
Perfect. XigXag?
Double artwork and double weapon.
Was Lord Buku, was one of yours weapon? No.
One of them?
Yours were.
Triple coinage, double trinket.
Yours were coinage trinket, but XigXag and Tongart, you were both double artwork, double weapon. Both of you were.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Those are combined, so those are 4s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Rad.
So I'm gonna say that with 4 4s, a 3, and a 2 amongst the sort of group of you sort of doing this massively. I'm not actually letting you add all your loose dice together. Like, you can't compare all the extra ones you rolled and come up with some other matches. Sure. But any matches you did will sort of get compounded in this case. So, here is what you all learn about faceting, which is effectively everything. Faceting was a high magic high wealth plane. It was wished into existence by a mage who wanted a sort of perfect, like, wizard academy space, but also space for wizard laboratory knowledge and things like this. So this is something you all kind of get about this. We're going to say that the torus shape was specifically chosen because it pertained to, like, arcane runes, and Lord Buku, you'll sort of immediately, like, you'll be pointing this out to them of, like, oh, this is what this means. He was trying to have it be like a rune for this, and he even, like, designed the continents to be certain sigils. So it is kind of like a weird, you know, like this would give him maximum stuff. You do know that, and actually, Vanda, would you roll me a D8?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Don't
It's a
say what it
two.
is, though. I have to do a thing real quick.
Mm.
Gonna say... Okay, perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
2.
2. Okay. So, there was only one natural satellite. There was not a moon for this. There was a sun. But the sun did go in it wasn't even a figure 8. Over the course of one day, the sun would go in and out. So, like, over 24 hours, the sun goes in and out and also all the way around. So that in 24 hours' time, the sun has gone in and out of the middle, like, 8 times. It's like kind of like corkscrewing all the way around like that, like, but it's not doing this, it's doing like this. You know, it's like going across in these kind of things. Ways. The sun, however, for half of that time grew dimmer and became a moon. So it effectively, there were periods of dark and light throughout the day, but then the dark and light was a moon rather than a sun, a much softer light. So, like, every, like, it's like the sun is constantly moving overhead and changing. And sometimes it's, like, only moving in the distance, and sometimes it's right over your head. So it was a very, like, dynamic... Cool.
Better have blackout curtains if you live there.
Well, but the nice thing is, at night it's just the moon. So it's not that bright. The daytime is weird because it gets dark all the time. The daytime's suddenly like, and it's dark. Oh, there's the sun, and it's yeah. And if you live on the outside, it gets way darker. If you live on the inside, it's basically light all the time. This plane is fucking weird. I'm into this.
Yeah. The physics of a donut world are wild.
Yeah.
Especially with the sun moving in and out of it.
And it would appear like a moon, but it really was like a nightlight kind of vibe.
I love it.
So, as it kind of whisked through very swiftly. You also learn from these sort of hard things that, yes, when it was destroyed, when the plane was messed up, much of the donut, probably there's only about, like, actually, forget it. Oof. I'm gonna say okay, here's what we're gonna do. Jed, roll a D6. Minimum is going to be 30.
Gold dice, that's what we're going to go with.
Love it. So minimum is 30 cents.
A D6?
A D6.
2.
2. Okay. So that means, because minimum was 30, so if it goes, okay. With 2, we're only subtracting, so basically 70% of this plane is left. 30% of the plane was destroyed. But this also ruined the light section, and much of the rest of the plane was was messed up, but only 30% of it is gone. So now there is a rough husk scraped and electrified by these horrible bronze dragons. Yeah, go ahead, Lord Buku.
Is
Also,
there a
high
bite out
readers.
of the donut?
What's that?
Is there
Yes.
basically a bite
There
out
is
of
a
the donut?
bite was taken out of the donut, effectively. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted that. Thank you.
It's been
Fair.
shocked
They even,
and scoured.
They even dipped it in coffee before they took that.
It was
Softens
it
it
was
up
called
first.
there was called the staining. It's all dipped in it. Yeah, exactly. And that
Not to be confused with the glazing, which happened before and was a glorious time.
and
Oh, you mean the story of the creation, the glazing?
Yeah.
the great glazing. And we will
And the
say that
sprinkling.
in this torus-shaped world, as part of the destruction, that light source is now embedded in the inside of the donut.
Oh,
It's stuck in
So
there.
it's like stuck there, and it's kind. So it's like there's just like there's
That seems like
the
it would
outside
be
is dark.
catastrophic.
Yeah.
is it hollow? Is this world hollow?
I think there is like a magma core inside of the torus shape there. So it's like they're like magma.
Strawberry
It's a jelly
flavored
filling.
Strawberry filling. Have you had the Krispy
Hot
Kreme donuts
strawberry.
that are donut shaped but filled in the inside? That's the vibe.
And if it's
I
hot,
should
then
have
it's-
gone and gotten a donut at the beginning of this to really demonstrate that. So basically, it is very destroyed, like very uninhabitable now. Some pockets, but also it was very sort of messed up when this happened. But that is the basic sort of like knowledge of what Fessiting used to be.
Yeah,
Oh.
Shishu, I'm a little concerned that
I
this place
can't
is more
believe
than
I
just a
didn't-
fixer-upper.
I can't believe I didn't read this earlier. The Gron's great worms are slowly consuming all of it, so they return periodically to eat more.
Take a bite.
That's a thing I'd already come up with. So that's what's going on. It is they continue to show up. The triplets bronze keep showing. Oh, that's grim. I like that.
It's that sweet magma filling.
Exactly. Bet you can't.
How do you get away from that?
Bet you can't eat just one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and perhaps like at any given time, a couple of them are still there. So frightening vibes. And that is what you have learned from the book of how it was sort of created, some of its main stuff, but you do know that it was a very mage-friendly place. A lot of wizards there, it's all about high magic, it's all about learning, it's all about that sort of vibe. But it also was very last thing I should add, and this was kind of based on some of Xanther's my perceptions of Xanther stuff. It was very like, I wouldn't say it's a caste system, but is very class-based. Like, oh, you're from one of the good houses, then yes, you can come to my party. Oh, you can't, why are you even studying magic? You should, that, it was a very sort of class-based vibe.
So very, like, modern and appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Elon's
should
like,
be.
this place, Lord Buku's like, this place sounds great. So, wonderful.
Like Marshall, yeah. That.
Wow.
A good
So
animal.
did Elon and I come back to the library and learn all of this from you guys?
Are you going back, or are you trying to find another printer?
No, I'm beside myself.
Okay, cool. Then we'll say that as you all have learned that, yes, we'll say that they can come back now, and then we'll make your next roll after you do some whatever conversation.
I hate everything about tonight.
Wait, everything.
Is what Shishu says.
Wait, everything. I thought we were having a pretty good night.
Well, yeah, sounds like if these worm fellas are going to come back and eat Fessiter, that I can't restore it. I can't get some pamphlets out, and I mean, it doesn't matter if I can't get this religion going, then...
Well, Shishu, how long did it take you to build up your follower base? Back home.
I mean, I was an early adopter of the platform. So the algorithm favored me. It's all built on a house of lies.
So,
I drove traffic early, and I was rightfully rewarded for it.
well,
I don't know, Elon just set up my profile and it just worked. Everyone loved me.
Yeah, no, we didn't. And just for the record, we didn't buy followers for her.
well,
Oh, why would you even say that? We wouldn't even think
I know,
about
but
that.
because I saw Lord Buku like being like lame and about to say it, so I just had to nip it in the bud.
Not at all. Actually, I was going to say that, the best heroes in every story have to go through some form of hardship and struggle. This is your struggle. It's about how you overcome it that people will remember.
So true, and you will emerge stronger.
That's true. Every god goes through some sort of like trial to emerge as a god.
Yeah, but maybe we can be a different kind of god that doesn't have to. That's like just good from the beginning. That's the boring part of the stories.
Yeah, but the followers love that part,
Is there a way to do religion without followers?
You'll be like
sure.
a beautiful caterpillar that turns into a more beautiful butterfly.
Can I just be a butterfly that's always beautiful, but like...
That's what I'm saying.
Can I get to be a better butterfly?
Forget the
Yes.
the
A butterfly. A butterfly.
A butterfly
Sure.
and a butterfly. That's what it is.
Put butterflies on when we do make pamphlet, we have to have butterflies.
Absolutely. Butterfly to butterfly.
I guess my point, Shishu, at least as far as the religion goes, is that, well, we did only start it 4 days ago.
Oh, it's so long.
We've made no progress at all.
And we have no idea how well that unicorn's done, that we met earlier today.
You might already have 1,000 followers, just don't know it.
We should be getting some results from the unicorn soon.
Elon's like, move fast and
I
break
think that
things.
metrics should be coming in soon. We should be getting...
We shouldn't be waiting for these results. We should have this stuff already. This is taking so long. It's
Oh, you
probably a
guys are the
biped
best. You guys made me feel so much better. Look
Guys,
out,
thank
buy
you
the
for-
library.
Thanks for supporting Shishu, by the way.
Look out, can we purchase this library?
No. Yes, so this is good information. Have you all found out anything else? So Tongart...
Besides the completely depressing information about Fessiter?
Well, I'll also say, if that just means that we would have to add these if you want to restore Fessenden, which I'm not opposed to, it would just mean that we have to add more dragons to the list that we have to battle with.
Yeah, it seems you would have to defeat the triplets bronze, which would be
I
difficult.
think
Although, defeating the triplets bronze would probably considerably raise your power.
Does also sound like something a god would do, right?
I'm in.
Add it to the list, Philip. We had a focus. We had a goal.
We did it. It was
wiped the slate clean?
There was one brief shining moment where it was focused, and now it's create religion, find lost civilizations, destroy the triplets bonds, and rebuild a plane that they ate most of.
Yeah. Yep.
We would be so powerful if we did all that.
And popular.
Which is the most important.
We had closed all the tabs down, and then we went on the internet one more time. There's 47 tabs again.
I guess you guys wouldn't be surprised to know that I have 64 tabs open in Safari.
No judgments.
That's nice.
I split between multiple browsers, so I feel better.
So it doesn't seem so bad. Can I'll actually do this individually. Tongart, I would now like for you to make a roll about religions on this.
Sure.
And I'm going to let you do. You're only going to get one die for this because you're only going to get half of your usual bonus, which is 2, so you only get 1. So this is a research with 1 extra die.
Sure. Let's go ahead and spend 3 to reroll.
Love it.
Actually, you know what? While we're at it, let's spend 5 and go and add an extra one. So we'll reroll and add 1 more. Why not? That would be a pair of tomes.
Pair of tomes. Okay, tell you what, Pierce, would you roll me a d20?
Sure.
Tomes is a good thing for knowledge and sort of this will, yeah.
9.
is interesting, actually. Very interesting. The chief deity on this plane was it's kind of a strange deity to have become so like beloved by these magical people. One would think that, and though it is a god of magic, one would have thought that that they would have been sort of going for a more traditional kind of like god of magic. But the entity that sort of became the primary source of sort of worship and focus was a god specifically of potions.
Okay.
But over time, this god became, or maybe always was, but slowly sort of more became, a god of poison.
Oh,
Ooh,
interesting.
that's fun.
Yes. His name. Oh my god. This might be a word that doesn't sound preposterous. Okay. I'm gonna put a schwa in between a couple and we'll try to get the thing. He was Donvez. Donvez.
Donvez.
Donvez was and he was a sort of like disembodied, like represented almost by, not like a blob, but like by like liquid. And he was this god of potions. His symbol was of course a cauldron. But over time, he became the god of poison. And was, we'll even go to, there's a famous sort of quote about this that's actually connected to one of the other planes. I'm not going to get into that now. But, a sort of, the big quote was, "The dose makes."
The dose makes.
Yes, I don't know if you know what that is a shortened form of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is, so the dose makes was kind of the thing that these sort of, those who worship Donvez said. Donvez, roll me a D.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Roll me a D10, but if it's a
D10,
10,
sure.
Actually, yeah, it could be anything.
9.
Donvez. Does that make sense for it? I was having you roll alignment, and 9 would be. Actually, no, 9 would be. 9 is chaotic evil. But is that right for potion? I'm gonna maybe say.
Well,
it should maybe be lawful evil because it's all about, because potions are so about the rules of brewing.
Right. But maybe
And how
there
you
was some
use
sort,
them.
because he started as potion and then switched to poison, right? So
Yeah.
maybe there's some shift there.
He
Maybe
well,
he
he
was-
switched an I and a T and an S.
Perfect.
Maybe he did it because he misspelled it, and then was like, "Well,
Yes. Okay. So
I guess I'll do. Since I am chaotic evil, I guess I'll do poison."
So the god Donvez became sort of, yes, it was kind of a, as the celestial potions went from being lawful neutral to poisonous and destructive, as Donvez sort of shifted from the god of potion to god of poison. But he was the chief god worshipped, and perhaps it was worshipped in a means of fear, of like,
Sure.
it's like, remember the dose makes, like, never allow, Donvez is not something people were like, give me power, Donvez. It was more like avoid the touch of Donvez, avoid letting your magics be poisoned by your, whatever. So he was kind of
Interesting.
yeah. So that was Donvez. He was a sort of like a cautionary god almost, rather than a beloved one, which actually tracks for a bunch of mages because they're not going to be like showing, it's more, he's more of like, don't let Donvez poison your potion kind of vibe. Yeah. So there you go. XigXag.
Okay.
I would love for you to roll me a research. Given your previously mentioned sort of like, skill in medicine and such, I will let you put 2 dice based on stuff you have onto this research.
Yeah. This is crap.
Oh no, you had 8 dice.
Yeah, and I have a double 5.
If you'd like to, you could spend 3 and just re-roll the whole thing.
Sure.
Makes it. You guys are about to sleep and get 8 back anyway.
Oh, that's right. We're about to sleep. I should be going nuts.
Well, you should be going nuts all the time, unless there's about to be a fight, because you recovered so fast.
And now I have a double 6.
Double 6. Okay, you good to leave it
My
there?
dice don't like me now.
Okay, cool. With a double... Good.
Yeah, sure, I leave it there.
Double 6, I will say, so obviously you guys are also kind of going through these more specified books. There may not be too... I mean, Tanaga, I'm sure you've seen the name of other gods, but you've got, you now could talk to someone about Donvez. Well, of course, on my old plane, we always heard about Donvez. You could be pretty, you could speak pretty well about that. XigXag, similarly for you, you're sort of, I will say that because you were looking into medical magics, you didn't get much about brains in the fun way, but what you have learned is that the mages of this place, in typical mage fashion, they got real... This was a place where the cloning of your, they weren't so into healing magic. They would, it got to the point that really wealthy, powerful mages, if they broke their leg, would just send their consciousness into their clone and destroy their old body. So it was a sort of profligate with cloning. They were constantly cloning themselves. And probably to you, then, since they'd incinerate their old bodies, you're it's a waste. You could have had 1,000,000 of your own brains in a jars, It's a total waste.
Yeah, so what a waste of brain.
It's so great.
So yeah, they were real quick to shut down a version and go into it. None of them.
That movie.
Yeah.
The magician guy.
Prestige, yeah. With no fear of well, clearly I'm in this. So do I. So that was their vibe. I will say that you with the score you don't have a good thing, but you do suspect. Ooh, no, this will be a separate roll. I want you to give me a detect vibe. I know it's not one of your specialties, but let's try it. 3 dice.
Okay. 3? I got nothing, but I'm gonna use another 5.
To change one or to re-roll?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a double 5.
Okay, double 5. Tome, knowledge, secrecy. Oh, secrecy's perfect for this. XigXag, you suspect that though it could have been consumed, if it wasn't, since most of the thing is still there must be some spaces where there are so many cloned bodies on that plane. There must be some massive, underground facilities or hidden spots where there's 30 copies of various bodies. If that was ever of interest for someone, it's a thing you suspect.
They have virgin brains in them? Unused brains?
Yep.
Wow.
Unused. They have empty brains.
Wow.
So, unseasoned. Lord Buku, if you would make your roll, I am going to... You effectively are going to have 10 dice on this because your Arcana modifier is so stupid. So go ahead and roll 10 dice with your research. Oh, and it's 9:30, my god. Okay, this will be the last roll of the night.
Ooh. Triple weapon, triple tome. Let's spend 5 more.
You have
and
both.
Make it quad weapon, triple tome.
You could spend 10 more and have quads in both.
Oh, let's do that.
You can only ever spend 5 for any individual number, but you could spend 5 on different things to get that.
I did it. It's done.
Weapon and tome.
Wow.
Okay. So, here is what you will learn, Lord Buku. Unless you don't have it handy, in which case I'll do it. Would you roll me a D100?
Yes.
Love it.
Oop. 45.
45. All right. 45.
We found our new goal, guys. We found the weapon that'll.
Oh, this
Cure the
will.
world
Okay,
heals.
this is gonna tie into some stuff then. All right, the greatest mage, the greatest war mage of all of Fesseting.
Okay.
Was a shadow elf.
Ah.
Okay.
Perhaps a shadow elf who maybe or maybe was not connected to, you know, the umbral court.
The plot thickens.
Mushrooms. Just gotta look up a mushroom name real quick.
Oyster?
Oh, right.
Because they're all we've used so many is the problem. No, we've used that already. Yeah, oyster. I see there. I think somebody was already named oyster though.
How about those little small yellow ones? What are those called?
Oh, wait, because poison was the main god. There was a shadow elf, martial mage named Deathcap. Apparently, that is the most poisonous mushroom in the world.
Excellent.
The only
I like Death Cap.
the only mage who sort of struck a deal with the god Don'tves. Deathcap. This, by the way, is your weapon success. Okay.
Okay.
Your tome success, which is about secrets, is going to be a thing in a moment. But this is about like the most powerful of these mages. Deathcap was a sorry, is it XigXag?
I was just wondering, did he survive the dragon attack?
Deathcap was a effectively installed himself like through a junta, kind of like took over. Deathcap basically was a military dictator mage, sort of took over one of the major kingdoms and perfected an art that you have never heard of in any other place, and according to this was only there, called the Poison Shadow. You all have first-hand knowledge of how powerful shadow can be when in the hands of these sort of shadow-shaping elves. But Deathcap could create a shadow that only the most hardy, any other person, if the shadow fell over them, they fell instantly dead. And and sort of the might of this martial magic was something that nothing could stand against. However, Deathcap rarely, if ever, cast this. It was effectively mutually. It wasn't mutually assured destruction because what could be done to Deathcap if he has this power at his possession? But Deathcap, no, it was mutually assured destruction. The other mages, all they could do against the Poison Shadow was create an army of automata that were immune to the poison. So, there was peace in this realm because of the mutually assured destruction between Deathcap and his side, and the other side, who could if he spread his poison, the automatons would come for him, and he had no means of stopping them because they were immune to all his shadow stuff. They were designed perfectly to be. However, with your fourth, so you basically, Lord Buku, you are now, XigXag and Tongart can talk about the cloning of Fesseting or this god Don'tves, but Lord Buku, you could give a dissertation just based on this brief thing about Deathcap. You could write your own biography. Obviously, you'd be making up a bunch of stuff and filling it in, but you're confident the spirit of it would be correct. You could make a biopic of Deathcap that you would be it would be the definitive one. Just on reading this one book. And you also clearly, XigXag and Tungar, you've heard of Deathcap in your other readings, but Lord Buku's like getting the Lord Buku understands the nature of this poison shadow. Here, however, is what your secret is. And this is some kind of intuition that you are having as you do this research. This is not in the book. You're putting this together, and some of this comes from your own knowledge. You strongly suspect that Deathcap was an agent of the Umbral Court. And that pre the destruction of this plane by these triplets, Deathcap's plans were to maybe expand. You know, the Umbral Court is always looking for terrain. But perhaps it was trying to create a new kind of shadow world to take part of, or all of Fesseting. After all, Fesseting, with the way that thing moved about, it seemed Deathcap was always looking into spells to sort of change celestial movement and bodies. Were that orb to stay in the center of Fesseting, everything on the outside would be shadow forever. Eternal night on the outside of the ring, and eternal day on the inside. And what kind of poison shadows could be formed in that? But Lord Buku, so as you're sort of thinking there was something going on, what is very interesting to you is, right now, in this destroyed space, that single solitary light source is now stuck on the inside. So you wonder, a powerful mage like Deathcap surely would not have died to the triplets' bronze. Between how many clones he must have had of himself and how quickly he could have escaped. But now, the entire outside of Fesseting is a dark wasteland. What might he be up to?
Yeah, but the dragons keep coming back to
Dragons
take a
keep
bite.
coming back, exactly. So what? So you suspect there are basically now you're like, guys, maybe we should go to Fesseting. Some interesting stuff going on there. Cool. Okay, that's what you learned.
Interesting. Now, how do we turn that to our advantage? That's the real question.
You know, maybe if the mage poisoned the strawberry lava filling, it would kill the dragons.
Yes, but I would imagine it also would be pretty bad for Festa as well, but that could work. But a mage as strong and as knowledgeable as him would have, if that was his desire to kill those dragons, he would have done so already, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder
Lord
what was
Buku,
that.
no rolls required. That's your brilliant insight. Why hasn't he killed them? Why didn't he stop them? Shouldn't he have been able to poison them as soon as they took a bite? Is this exactly what he wanted?
Oh.
Lord Buku, you think it is, and you're right that it is. I don't know how this is working out. We'll get into this later. But Lord Buku, you're like, no, wait. Deathcap's gotten exactly what he wants.
Well,
With your fourth
That
degree
sort of-
success, that's your thing. Yeah.
that sort of makes sense, right, Buku? Because you were saying that, like, now that attack led to disruption in how the light source works. So, is that place like now a place of shadow? Would it be easier for the shadow elves to sort of take control there now?
Yes, but my feeling isn't that the dragons created the situation there. They're more taking advantage of it or something, but I'm guessing that either the spell malfunctioned or something went wrong, and that's why the sun is implanted into the donut itself. I could be wrong. It could just have been the attack created the situation that he wanted all along. Maybe he invited them in to create that situation. That could be it as well. But it's curious that he hasn't stopped them by now. Now that he has a shadow world, isn't that what he always wanted? Why would he?
Maybe
Yeah,
he
that's
wants
true.
to use the dragons to shape the world, create the eat until it becomes the shape he wanted, and then he kills the dragons.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Again, I'd have to think if he has the power to alter the constellations themselves. I wonder if that would not be something he could do himself.
Lord Buku, wait.
But-
And guys, I know this is late. I know we have to wrap up soon, but wait a second, Lord Buku. I'm going to give you a bonus to this as well. I want you to do an analyze roll, and I'm going to give you a bonus just based on your now expertise on this of, fuck it, 2 dice. You have, just roll 10 dice, and you can change one for free at the end. Because it's analyzed, and he has a dragon die on that. And I'm sorry, guys, we'll wrap up soon. I know it's, like, getting late here.
Can I give him my dice to analyze?
Give him what
What?
dice?
I have 6 in analyze, so I don't know.
He's already maxed at 10. He's
Yeah, okay.
he's golden.
I'll spend 5 more power.
Love it.
I rolled triple, changing one to a quad, changing another with my power to a quintuple in trinket and a double in tome.
With a quintuple trinket, and let
Mix
me
it up.
see how. Yes! Oh, perfect! Lord Buku Bazan. And guys, we all know this wasn't a plan for forever, and yet I think on some cosmic way it was. Lord Buku Bazan, you will recall, even if you, Jed, and none of you actually will, but Lord Buku Bazan, you suddenly have this brainwave and memory of how when you were in the Shadow World in the Umbral Court, you were offered Care Saturnine, a castle that belonged to someone named Enoki, who had displeased the Soulmonger. You also know that the Soulmonger Morel was in charge of expansions. And Lord Buku, with a 5th degree analysis, you don't know the details, but what you do know is that somehow whatever was going on with Enoki was going on with Deathcap. Whatever plans the Soulmonger had, Enoki, all you knew is that there was a difference of opinion, and Enoki was probably going to be sort of executed. And as such, you're like, oh my god, we saw, like, in another timeline, we would have benefited from the person who, Enoki was mixed into this. So you're like, oh my god, this is stuff we know about. But you do know that like, whatever Enoki did, however it was, Morel, the Soulmonger, the very first Shadow Elf you met, what must have been planning with Deathcap. This must have been something, like you said, this must have been their thing.
Very interesting.
Oh, this opens up so many possibilities. Did Enoki spoil the plans that Deathcap had, and thus was exiled or whatever? Or was Enoki working with Deathcap and they screwed things up together? That would maybe explain some of this as well. Or is Enoki Deathcap himself, just going by a different name in the Shadow Realm?
Oh, very possible.
So now the question is, how do we utilize this? Do we go back to the Shadow Realm and try to find a way to bargain our services to get justice for them, or maybe just information in exchange for yet more power that we can hopefully use in some way? Or do we just go there directly, and knowing that we will have the blessing of the Umbral Court in our back pocket, and perhaps we blackmail those that are there, perchance to expose them of their, to their betters? Or there's many possibilities of how this could go.
They just need to tell me who to kill, and I will do it.
Right. This is my question. I'm asking the group. We have to make some decisions here. But this seems to be a very tangible route to more power and more influence in our world, in our lives. If this mage, Philip, would I be right in assuming this mage would be strong enough if he had a wish to do what we want to get done?
This mage would be perhaps not strong enough to do this, and also this mage won't have a wish. He is from that world. So he is
Right.
not, he isn't a wish world, he doesn't have an innate one. But yes, his power level is probably getting to the point that he could affect massive change.
Understood. So there's a potential here.
There's a lot
This
of
could be
potential.
the solution to our problems. Just how do we harness it for ourselves? That's the question.
Hmm.
That is
That's a big question.
that is indeed the question.
And it is a question that the dragons will literally and figuratively sleep on. For the all-night library does not close, but dragon eyelids in biped form grow droopy and tired, and they must break, and Shishu must plan her Zed sheet. Is that what it's called?
Her Zed pamphlet.
Zed pamphlet. So, on that note, we will end, but we'll be back next week with more of this exciting game. And I will say what I thought we would do tonight is you guys would pick, my goals for tonight were we would pick a hotel and we'd go to the other research institute and find out about them. Didn't get to the second part, but I'm very happy everything we learned about Fessiting, the donut.
Oh yeah.
So very fun stuff. So thank you all for watching. If you like what we do here, please, if you're here on Twitch, follow us, subscribe if you're able. You can use your free Prime one if you haven't already, but you got to renew it every month because, I don't know, they're trying to not actually let you use it. On YouTube, just, I don't know, follow us if you're watching us there. And also, hi. You can go to our Discord to interact with us. You can go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. You can go to our wiki to read hit pieces against me. And you can oh yeah, that's a whole thing. I'll tell you about it later. I've said it so many times on stream and complained. I'll explain later. We have some other games on this channel. Tomorrow night we have the Dreamlands, which is our exciting thing. I'm pretty sure we're finally getting to Many Far Wiser Than We. We're going to talk to Betty Bilebelcher and Dracula. Well, talk to Dracula. Who knows what we'll do with Betty Bilebelcher. Good name, right? And then on Wednesday, I actually, even though we did miss this past week, Wednesday, I hope we have a Top Flight Tales, but we may be down a lot of players again for that, so we may not have one.
Oh.
We will see if we can play for that. We'll talk about it. On Friday, Blood from a Stone. We have started a new arc of Blood from a Stone. This is a big one. I really urge everyone to watch it. The players were very surprised when this started. It was really fun stuff. So very kind of like, we're actually answering some big questions and we're kind of condensing some stuff in a fun way. So it's an interesting time for Blood from a Stone fans, old and new. And then 1 week from today, we're back with more of this at 7:30 p.m. as all our games are Pacific time here on the Long Lost Sword Twitch if you want to watch live. Thanks to everyone in chat. I know we had a raid, so thank you raiders for coming in. If any of you are still here, we appreciate your listening to us create a plane that the dragons are researching that may have actually. I'm so glad that you rolled whatever number you rolled, that it was a shadow elf. I'm so glad that you rolled a 45 because that allowed it to tie back in multiple. Oh, that's so fun. And the fact that there was that Inoki business that we never knew what happened there. And so it's this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I'm so I love that kind of
sick.
nonsense. So that was really fun. So thanks for tuning in. However, we have these wonderful players on this channel who do all sorts of cool stuff unrelated to this channel. Like such as, and for instance, Anna.
Hello. On Tuesday, I am live streaming. There I am. I clean up nice. I'm going to live stream how to make some low-carb ravioli. Hint, it's just little meatballs wrapped in provolone, but they're real good. And we're going to use Eat Happy Kitchen sauces to dip them in. I'm streaming Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific on all the platforms, every single platform. If you follow me on one, you'll get the notification for the live stream.
That sounds
All right.
delicious.
Jed, are you live streaming?
I haven't been, but you know what? This week I am going to do that. I think
That's
I'm
great
going to.
news.
God, when should I do that? You know what? We're going to do it at noon on Tuesday. I'm just putting it out there. It's going to happen. Noon on Tuesday. I'm going to be streaming, live streaming Raid Shadow Legends. That's what I play, and we'll be doing it here on my channel, Deadwood Jedi. You can find me on YouTube at Deadwood Jedi, where I put out videos about Raid Shadow Legends, a game that I play. That's a lot of what I do. It's a lot of fun these days. I have a lot more videos coming out. But speaking of which, I know that I'm not the only person that streams out here, right? Pierce, are you streaming this week?
I maybe. Definitely,
Okay.
definitely, maybe.
Definitely maybe. Now that's
Yeah, there's maybe some work going on this week, so we'll see. But if chances are tomorrow is pretty good. So like tomorrow, like 2 p.m. for some Starfield. That's what I've been playing on Mondays. Sundays have been pretty regular, where I read Animorph books. Today's opening Animorph scene was a torture scene where someone was being beaten with a pipe that the Animorphs were observing because they were inside the pipe as cockroaches.
Oh.
Your pitches for this, I'm sorry, Pierce. I'm so confused the way you pitched this thing. I guess some people, this is like, I want to check that out.
No, I want people to understand what they're getting into.
Fair. You're like, it's your content warning. Understood. Fair enough.
More of a PSA than an advertisement?
Every time I start, I'm like.
Oh, but today's book beyond that was actually like fascinating and was filled with like wonderful like mystery turns and stuff like that. It was one of the best books in the series so far. But because I know, and to continue my Manzuka sing, mostly because we were like stuck in a library for a lot of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend another movie that I liked a lot when it came out. I haven't revisited since, but Joseph Kahn's Detention.
I remember. I don't think I saw that, but I remember that movie.
With Josh Hutcherson, I believe, was a real fun early 20. I think it was like 2013.
I remember this movie, yeah.
Yeah, like a deconstruction of that kind of genre and stuff like that. It's a real fun one. But that'll be my movie recommendation this week.
Great. Vanda, do you want to Mansukas anything?
No, I'm totally got nothing.
Fair enough. I will say, I don't know. Ripley is really good on Netflix. I'll just throw that out there.
I'm gonna watch that.
It's
really interesting.
It's really well done. I liked it a lot. Well, thank you all so much. This was delightful, guys. Great session. I really enjoyed this. We had some great Shishu interactions. Yeah. I want to see more of Shishu talking to the to the place, the woman who works at the hotel, and more Shishu.
Ushima.
Oh, I like her. I thought you meant Felina. No, Felina's dead to me.
Oh no, that's why I want more Shishu and Felina. When Felina was just like I'm okay, and she's just like, perfect, we'll do it. Oh god, it's and just Legok, Legok's feeling. Legok likes Shishu so much, but is also like,
yeah, the debt. I was just saying, like the debt Legok must have felt to that dragon that was
right?
like that died and was like, I will guide these students.
Yeah.
What a sense of duty, Legok. She's the best.
But also,
but Legok cares for all of you.
Destroyed. What else are you gonna do?
No, Legok is very fond of all of you, but I do think Legok, with the whole Shishu religion thing, is going, all right, so how do I subtly guide these dragons away from this whole Shishu as a goddess thing? Because Shishu as a goddess sounds okay. Well, Shishu as a goddess sounds maybe neutral in principle, and then in practice, because Shishu goes so hard every time. That's what it is. Shishu every time. Shishu is never like Shishu is like, what I need is everyone to convert to me immediately for me to even patronize your Kinkos.
It's so aggressive right off the bat.
Oh, do you want me to order at this McDonald's? Convert to my religion and have everyone of the staff do it too. No? Fine. No French fries for me.
This is how the crusade started.
There is no chill with her.
This
is how the crusade started. Well, on that note, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, don't be a drag on your party. Boom.